The MBTA's one bus makes a good starting route for a speed run. It's simple and frequent and also not too boring. It has just one service pattern for each direction. You go inbound from Nubian to Harvard, or outbound from Harvard to Nubian. This little hook is the only thing that keeps it from being the most normal straight line route ever. It runs very frequently most of the time, meaning I also didn't have to severely inconvenience myself to start this whole thing. It connects many interesting places along a roughly straight line, going from the busy Nubian Square bus station in Roxbury, going around Boston Medical Center, across South End and connecting to the Orange Line at Mass Ave Station, the Green Line E-Branch nearby at Symphony Hall, then the rest of the Green Line at Heinz Convention Center, then crosses the rest of Back Bay, then crosses the Charles River on the Harvard Bridge, cuts straight through MIT and continues along Mass Ave through Cambridge up to Harvard. It doesn't actually go into Harvard Station to use the busway, it just stops at a bus stop nearby. And that's it, or so I thought. I took the outbound direction, which doesn't really make sense to me because these destinations are equally prominent, but I guess Nubian is the core here. So I went along the blue route, and I thought that would be a simple first completion of a route, but it wasn't. For some reason, we didn't follow the curve around Boston Medical Center the way it's drawn on the map. We sort of cut across it, which actually made it a little harder to access the hospital, as we'll see later. And I'm not sure why this was done. It wasn't a published alert online at the time, so I'll have to redo this portion, but everything north of Boston Medical Center I can say I have completed. I'm at Nubian Station waiting to take the one. The bus you see across just turned on its sign saying one service to Harvard, so I felt confident enough to begin recording, even though it was about a minute before I could actually get on the bus. Now we get on. I take the seat I usually like to take, about halfway up the bus and on the right. You will probably notice through this series that I prefer looking out the right more. I'm not really sure why. And as I fumble with my watch and my phone and my other phone, you probably don't feel the excitement I'm feeling as I'm about to start. And in fact, I start a little too early, but there, now it started because the doors have closed. And as we head out of Nubian Station, and for the next few blocks, I try to figure out which position to hold my phone in to get the best view and not hurt my hand too much.
Washington Street, opposite Russell Street.
We turn left about a block earlier than we're supposed to, giving us a different route around the Boston Medical Center and seemingly upsetting one of the passengers who was on their way to BMC. So I guess at some point I'll have to go back around to this part of the one to finish what I started here. And now we make the left onto Mass Ave, going back on the normal route we were supposed to go so I can resume considering stops to be completed. I put my recording phone down for a second as I looked for a cable to connect it to my power bank. And pick it back up as we cross Washington Street, which we were on a little previously, and also carries the Silver Line's SL4 and SL5 buses. I realized around this point that I had instinctively started recording in portrait mode and not landscape mode, which this whole thing had been set up for, but honestly I feel less awkward holding my phone in portrait mode, so I'm just gonna keep it this way.
Stop requested. Street 1 further to Harvard.
As we get up to Mass Ave station, changing with the orange line, we also get a nice view of the Back Bay skyscrapers and the linear park around here.
St. Botolph Street, Symphony Station, Green Line and bus connection.
And very soon after, we get to Symphony Station on the Green Line's E branch as well, right next to the very nice reflecting pool at the Christian Science Plaza, as well as, of course, Symphony Hall, which the station is named after.
Street, Hines Station, Green Line and bus connection.
As we approach Hines Station, we also go by the Berklee College of Music and Boston Conservatory. We stopped at Hines Station a little before the actual bus stop because, as you can see, there was another one bus there bunched up along with us. We pass it and then cross Newbury Street, heading towards the Charles River and the famous Harvard Bridge.
Beacon Street.
Okay, I don't know if it's actually that famous, but the Harvard Bridge we're crossing the river on is the bridge where some unfortunate MIT student had to be used as a human ruler to measure the bridge in the unit of smoots equal to his height. Last time I was here on foot, there wasn't a 67 smoot mark here, which was unfortunate. I hope they've added one. Either way, I really like the view on this bridge, and it's nice to have some time without stopping. After passing MIT's academic mega building, we crossed the freight tracks, which apparently the MBTA occasionally uses to move stuff around, although I've never seen this happen in person. Around here at Central Square, the Underground Red Line joins a route, as do several other buses.
Prospect Street, Central Square, Red Line and bus connection. Please exit through the rear door.
We'll be traveling along with the Red Line under us for the rest of the route. Here's Cambridge City Hall.
Route 1 travel through Harvard.
And here in the middle of Harvard University and near Harvard Station on the Red Line that some buses, but not this one for some reason, actually stop inside, we will end our journey.
Thank you. Take care.
It's been over 41 minutes since I started my stopwatch, and we'll be going for way longer soon.